Hello, Chancellor Tillis. It's great to see you. I know you're very busy, but I've got a couple of questions I'd like to ask. Do you mind if we follow you for a bit?
Not at all. Great to see you as well.
You've been leading Rutgers University-Camden for a year now after relocating from Houston, Texas. What do you like most about New Jersey?
You know, that's a great question. First of all, I was totally shocked relative to New Jersey. Didn't know Jersey had its own apples, but I must admit though, the weather. I'm a Four Seasons guy growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, and to know that there's a definitive fall, there's a definitive winter, as well as spring and summer, that's been absolutely perfect. And to boot, probably wouldn't be outside if we were in Houston, Texas, with it being 90+ degrees and high humidity at this point.
Yeah. Well, what accomplishments in your first year are you proudest of?
You know, that's a good question. I would probably say the 15 and 5 initiatives, because the thought of that's a result of all of the listening tours that I did when I first got here. Listening to students, listening to faculty, listening to staff, understanding what it was that they needed. And so 15 and 5 is actually a result of that. And the great thing is that we've already begun launching some of them. You probably know Cheryl Cashin was here for the launching of the Chancellor's lecture series on global racial reckoning and civility. We've also launched the mayoral internship program with working with the mayor of Camden. We've launched also grants and faculty initiatives for faculty and for staff as well.
So the Camden Mayor's Office internship program is an impressive one. Could you tell me a little bit more about it?
Sure. One of the things is that oftentimes students really don't know the opportunities that are available for them as it relates to municipal government. So the ethos behind this is to get some of our students, for them to take their theoretical skills that they've learned in the classroom for our law students, our business students, our undergraduate students, and to place them within key functioning areas relative to the priorities of the mayor. So as you know, we started out with 5 students. The demand was so great we had to add an additional students. So we have 6 students that are going to be working at high level positions in the mayor's office this summer, getting that knowledge. And who knows, I mean, these could be the next folk that are going to be working in municipal government here in Camden, or could be the next mayor as a result of this.
That's fantastic. Now, not only have you been a leader in local initiatives like that one, you've also been leading initiatives that have global reach. If you could tell me some about those.
Yeah, you know, we increasingly live in a global world, and therefore opportunities to expose our students, to expose our faculty, to expose our staff to the global communities, be they intellectual communities or be they community engaged opportunities, that's really important. As you know, I had the opportunity to participate in the 25th anniversary of our students going into South Africa. It was absolutely fantastic. We had students in law school, students that were doing other types of community engaged work in areas in South Africa, in schools, in townships. So that was absolutely fantastic. We're also working with UNA in Paraguay. So I'm looking forward to going to UNA in Paraguay and working on an MOU such that our students, our faculty can continue some of the work that was already begun as a result of Dr. Gloria Bonilla Santiago and her grant that she got from USAID.
You're fluent in both Spanish and Portuguese. How often have you had the chance to use those languages on campus and in Camden?
You know what, believe it or not, I've had to use Spanish a lot on campus and within Camden, because roughly 40% of the residents of Camden speak Spanish. And also we have students whose family members do not speak English. So in order to get some approximation with them, I like to throw in a little Spanish every now and then. Wait one second. Hola, Genesis. ¿Qué tal? Qué placer verte de nuevo. ¿Todo bien?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien. ¿Qué estás haciendo aquí?
Estoy estudiando para enfermería.
Ah, entonces tú tenías una prueba algo hoy o en la semana.
Un examen.
Ah, un examen hoy. Entonces muy bien.
Del verano.
Ah, del verano. Entonces yo solo quiero decir buena suerte en ese examen y también un placer verte de nuevo.
Gracias,
Chao,
gracias.
chao.
Un placer verte de otra vez.
Igualmente, chao.
So Rutgers-Camden was named a minority-serving institution by the Department of Education this year and has potential to also be named a Hispanic-serving institution. Please tell me about those distinctions.
You know, that's really great to have those designations by the United States Department of Education is fundamental, because what it does is it helps us as we try to continue our student success efforts for students that are minority and also students that are Hispanic serving. We are this close to becoming a Hispanic serving institution. And once we have that, it's really going to highlight the diversity among our student population. So I'm really excited about that as well.
Not only do we have a diverse group of students, we also have a strong faculty who focus on research. What's on the horizon for our faculty?
You know, I'm glad you asked that question, because oftentimes people don't understand the fact that we are an R2 Carnegie designated institution. Therefore, research with faculty and students at the forefront of what we do as an institution. You know, when I think about the colleges and the schools, I get very excited relative to the leadership. You know, we're getting in a new dean in the College of Arts and Sciences, very innovative thinker, has a long history of academic leadership at some of the nation's top institutions. Also, when I think about our law school, I think about our nursing school, I think about also our business school, and just think about the types of programs that have come out of these colleges and schools. I'm excited. Faculty are getting grants. Their work is being supported by the National Institutes, by multiple foundations and other entities that really align with what our faculty are doing. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, thank you very much, Chancellor. It's such a nice day. Do you mind if we head back outside for a few more questions?
Not at all, thank you. It's a good thing we're not in Texas.
Chancellor, what's your favorite part of Rutgers-Camden's campus?
You know, actually, this is a really beautiful campus, and I remember the first time that I came prior to saying yes to the job. And walking through campus, I noticed the public art that's out for consumption, because I really enjoy art in public spaces. So the first was the Emerge statue. Looking at that Emerge statue, also thinking about the beautiful architecture that's on this campus, like the one that's to my right. I mean, looking at this structure, looking at the Corinthian columns that are ensconced in there, but also looking at some of our buildings where our faculty are and our students are, such as the Nursing and Health Science Complex, also looking at the Joint Health Sciences Center. And what I really love about that is the fact that these types of buildings, I mean, they really do a very nice job in connecting us with our mission relative to the city in which we sit. But I also have to say that new sports complex, because of what it does. I tell you, cutting the ribbon on that and seeing all of those students from the local high school sporting teams that now have a place to come and to basically play softball, baseball, and just that is such a valuable asset to this community. And it also shows this partnership between Rutgers and the city of Camden.
So in your recent career moves, you've made a conscious decision to lead public universities with a large percentage of students who are the first in their families to go to college. Can you tell me about your commitment to universities such as Rutgers-Camden that offer access to all?
Yeah, you know, that's a little bit self-serving, because I am that student. I'm a first-generation college student from inner city Memphis, Tennessee, and I've always had a commitment to want to give back to that population of students. Rutgers-Camden represents for me that social mobility, in that we provide easy access for our students. We provide the types of financial packaging that allow these students to come to Rutgers to get their various degrees without the burden of being totally in debt.
You've had an excellent first year. What would be a key goal of yours that you plan to pursue in your second year?
So in the second year, I'd like to continue stabilizing the 15 and 5 initiatives that have already been launched, and then also to launch some of the other ones. And then also looking at other opportunities to engage our students. You know, I really want our students not just to have local and national internships, but also look at some opportunities for our students to engage internationally through internships and also through some service learning to, you know, I would have to say, in really thinking about that question as it relates to students and as it relates to the global world, Fulbrights. Making sure that we are instituting a culture where students come in with an expectation that national awards will be their destination.
So what other exciting developments are on the horizon for this campus?
You know, there are quite a few, and thank you for that question. Rutgers-Camden is a campus that has many, many great traditions, and so I'd like to add on to those traditions. We just launched one this past spring that had to do with commencement, and that was our rites of passage commencement ceremony, quote unquote, for our students of color. What I'm really excited about as well is this fall, launching another tradition, and that tradition will be convocation. For me, convocation is the time when the entire community, when we all come together, faculty, staff, students, members of the board, members of the community, in order to celebrate the beginning of a new academic year. So I'm really excited about that, and then I'll just share that one with you for now.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be great. We'd like to finish with a few fun rapid-fire questions, if that's okay.
That's fine.
So what's your favorite food?
Geez, that's hard. That is really hard. I would say if I were to ask for anything, it would probably be a Brazilian feijoada.
So what's a favorite movie of yours?
Literary scholar here, films that are re-adaptation, are adaptations of books. And to really see how they take something like Alice Walker's The Color Purple and bring it to the film, bring it to the big screen. Or they take, Toni Morrison's work and bring it to the screen. Or they take To Kill a Mockingbird and bring it to the screen.
So you collect artwork and also sing as an accomplished lyric baritone. Tell me about those pursuits and what they mean to you.
Well, first of all, I'm not going to sing, so let's start there. Singing, for me, helps to balance. And so it is that place that I go to when I don't have to think about who I am professionally. And that also singing choral music, singing classical music, and also gospel. I really enjoy that because it takes me out of this, out of my headspace and takes me somewhere else. Art, I enjoy art. Art also speaks to me, and art also has this type of relationship with the viewer, this spectator relationship, and I enjoy that when I'm in Brazil or when I'm in West Africa or anywhere else. The art that I typically buy is the art that really brings to life what I imagine the culture to be, or the experience that I've had in that cultural setting.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Well, we really thank you for your time, Chancellor, and we're really looking forward to everything coming in your second year.
No, thank you. Really enjoyed it. Keep those questions coming.